Hi, third grade. It's time to get ready for math lesson 12.5, starting on page 723. How can you use sides and angles to help you describe quadrilaterals? Well, first of all, what's a quadrilateral? Well, we know quad means four. And we know that there are shapes that are made of line segments, and they are closed plane figures, and they're called polygons. But polygons can be separated into groups also. Now, you know what a three-sided figure is. That's called a triangle. So what do you suppose a quadrilateral is? Lateral means lines, quad means four. So a quadrilateral has, let's count them, 1, 2, 3, 4 on that one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. They each have four sides. How many angles does each quadrilateral have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. They each have four angles. Some quadrilaterals cannot be classified as a trapezoid, rectangle, square, or rhombus. Okay, so now, polygons, we have quadrilaterals, but there are many different types of quadrilaterals. Not many, but some. So there's trapezoid. A trapezoid is a polygon, and it is a quadrilateral. It has four sides, and it has at least one pair of opposite sides that are parallel. The length of the sides could be the same, but they don't have to be. So if we look at these, here's a pair that are parallel to each other. These lines are not. These are going to cross. Let's look at this. Do you see two parallel lines? I see this line is parallel to this line. This one is not. If we were to keep extending this line straight out and keep extending this one straight up, eventually they would cross. They are not parallel. And then we look at the square, and we see this is parallel to this, and this one is parallel to this one. So this has two pairs of opposite sides that are parallel. These each have one pair of opposite sides that are parallel. There's also something called a rectangle. And now this is interesting. With a rectangle, you must have two pairs of opposite sides that are parallel and two pairs of sides that are equal length. And you must have 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 right angles. They cannot be greater than right or less than right. They have to be right angles. So we have polygons, and polygons can be quadrilaterals, or they are. Some polygons are quadrilaterals. That means they have four sides and four angles. Then we start looking at their sides, and it could be a trapezoid, or this polygon that is a quadrilateral might also be a rectangle. And it if it's a rectangle, it has to have 4 right angles. So this square is considered a rectangle. But a rectangle is not a square. Let's find out why. Here we have 2 pairs. This is parallel to this side. This side is parallel to this side. So here's a pair of sides. Here's a pair of sides. So we have 2 pairs of opposite sides that are parallel. When we look at the length of each side, we can see that they are equal. 4 sides that are of equal length. This is not a square because it has 2 lines that are equal to each other and 2 other lines equal to each other, but they're not all equal to each other all the way around. And how many right angles? Well, if a square is a rectangle, we know that the rectangles have to have 4 right angles. Rectangles, squares, and here's another word, rhombus. Now a rhombus has to have 4 pairs of opposite, or 2 pairs of opposite sides that are parallel. This is parallel to this. This is parallel to this. This one is parallel to this one. This line is parallel to this side. So we have 2 pairs all the way across. How many sides that are of equal length? Well, let's look at the length of the sides. All 4 sides are equal. So that means that a square is a rhombus, and a square is also a rectangle, and a square is a trapezoid, and a square is a quadrilateral, and a square is a polygon. All of these are names that can be used to describe a square. Okay? So now let's go on to our next page, 724. Look at the quadrilateral at the right. This is a quadrilateral. It's also a rectangle. I wonder if it has any other names. One that we haven't learned, a parallelogram. There's another name, but we'll get to that another time. So outline each pair of opposite sides that are parallel with a different color. So this I'm going to outline in red, and this one in red. They are opposite and they are parallel. These 2 are going to stay black, and they are opposite each other and parallel to each other. How many pairs of opposite sides appear to be parallel? Here's a pair, here's a pair. So that's 2 pairs. Look at the parallel sides that you colored. The sides in each pair are of same length or different length. The pairs, the sides of each pair are the same or of equal length. I was trying to think what they wanted for the answer, because same didn't quite fit with of same. So equal, that's a good math word. Name the quadrilateral in as many ways as you can. Okay, I know it's a polygon, right? Because it's closed, made up of line segments, and it's a plane figure. It's got 4 sides. I know it's a quadrilateral. And it's got 4 right angles, so I know it's a rectangle. Now, is it a square? No. Squares have to have the same length of sides all the way around. So these are the three names that we can put for this. Polygon, quadrilateral, rectangle. Let's go on to number 4. Let's circle all the words that describe it. Is it a rectangle? Yes. Is it a rhombus? Well, I'm going to go back and look. I'll read this to you. A rhombus has two pairs of opposite sides that are parallel. That might be a rhombus, but the sides have to be of equal length. All four sides. Are all four sides equal? No. These two sides are longer than these, so it's not a rhombus. Is it a square? No, because a square is a rhombus. Is it a trapezoid? I'm going to go back on page 723. You go back with me. A trapezoid. Right kind of here in the middle of the page, it talks about trapezoid. At least one pair of opposite sides that are parallel. The lengths could be the same size, but they don't have to be. So it is a trapezoid because it does have at least one pair. It actually has two, but it didn't say that it has to have only one. It says it has to have at least one. Let's go on to this. Is it a rhombus? Well, let's see. Two pairs of opposite sides that are parallel. This is this, and this one is with this one. So yes, so far. And the lengths could be the same. They don't have to be, but they could be. So yes, this is a rhombus. Is it a quadrilateral? Does it have four sides? Yes. Is it a square? Well, the sides are all the same length. These are parallel and these are, but remember, it has to have four right angles. This is greater than a right angle and this is less than a right angle. So it's not a square. Is it a rectangle? Same thing with a rectangle. You need four right angles. So it's not a rectangle. Let's go on to number 6. Is this a rectangle? No, we do not have four right angles. Is it a rhombus? At least one pair of parallel lines, four sides, and they don't have to all be the same. So it is a rhombus. Is it a trapezoid? Oh, wait. It's not a rhombus because, sorry about that, boys and girls. It's not a rhombus because these sides are different lengths. Remember with a rhombus, and you might have to go back to page 723 when you're doing your assignment to see this. In the rhombus, it says two pairs of opposite sides that are parallel. Two pairs. These are not parallel. So it cannot be a rhombus. Is it a trapezoid? Yes. It does have at least one set of parallel lines. And that's all it really needs. And it is a quadrilateral. Let's take a look down here. Circle all the words that describe the quadrilateral. It's not a rectangle. Could it be a trapezoid? Do we have any parallel lines? We do not. Could it be a quadrilateral, four sides? It does have four sides. How about a rhombus? Let's see, rhombus again. Oh, we need parallel sides. We don't have any. So we can only call this a quadrilateral. Let's look at this one. Is it a rectangle? No, it only has two right angles, and rectangles have four right angles. Is it a rhombus? Well, let's see. A rhombus, two pairs of opposite sides that are parallel. These are parallel, but these two are not. So we don't have two pairs of parallel sides. Is it a trapezoid? It might be. Let's look at that. At least one pair of opposite sides that are parallel. This is parallel to this. And it doesn't matter what the lengths are. So it is a trapezoid. Is it a square? No. You know it's not a square. It doesn't have four right angles, and the sides are not all the same. Okay, let's go on to number 9. Is this a quadrilateral? Does it have four sides? Yes. Is it a square? Does it have four right angles? Four equal length sides? It is a square. Is it a rectangle? Well, a rectangle has two pairs of opposite sides that are parallel and four right angles. It is a rectangle. Is it a rhombus? Let's look at that again. Two pairs of opposite sides are parallel. This is parallel with this. This is parallel with this. Four sides that are of equal length. They are all equal. It is a rhombus. This was a rhombus too. It has the same length on each side. And this is parallel to this, and this is parallel to this. Doesn't matter about the angles. Let's go on to our assignment now. Page 727. I'm going to give you some clues. It says circle all the words that describe the quadrilateral. This was all four, which is what we just finished doing. Number 2 has two answers. Put a little number 2 up there so you know that you should find two names for that figure. Number 3 has only one name. Okay, that's a little clue for you. Now it says use the quadrilaterals below for 4 through 6. We have these 5 different quadrilaterals. Number 4 asks, which quadrilaterals appear to have no right angles? There are 3 answers. 3 of these figures do not have right angles. Write down the letter of the ones that do not have right angles. Number 5 says, which quadrilaterals appear to have 4 right angles? There are 2 of them. Number 6, which quadrilaterals appear to have 4 sides of equal length? There are 3 of them. Look carefully. Number 7, a picture on the wall in Jeremy's classroom has 4 right angles, 4 sides of equal length, and 2 pairs of opposite sides that are parallel. What quadrilateral are they describing? Is it a rectangle, a rhombus, a square, a trapezoid? Which one? Choose one of those names. We're going to go on to page 728. Number 1, what word describes the quadrilateral? Now you're going to be choosing from the words. If you go back to page 700, let me grab right page 723. I'm going to say see page 723. because you'll see a shape that looks similar to this, and it's your job. We already know that it's a quadrilateral, and we know it's a polygon. So you're going to tell me, is it a trapezoid, rectangle, square, or rhombus? There's only one answer for that. Number 2, which quadrilaterals appear to have two pairs of opposite sides that are parallel? There are 2 of them. So write 2 letters down, A and B, A and C, B and C, or C and A, whatever they are. Choose 2. Aiden drew the polygon shown. What is the name of the polygon he drew? Well, you're going to have to count your sides, and then if you need to, go back in that earlier chapter where we learned that triangle has 3 sides, quadrilateral has 4, let's see, pentagon 5, hexagon 6, heptagon is 7, octagon 8, decagon is 10. I can't remember what 9 is. I don't think it was in our book. Let's look at this, number 4. How many pairs of parallel sides does this shape appear to have? Remember, there's 2 in a pair. So how many pairs? The answer is either 1 pair or 2 pairs. Number 5, what word describes the dashed sides of the shape shown? Are they intersecting? Does this intersect with this? Are they perpendicular, or are they parallel to each other? Choose one of these words to describe these lines' relationship. Number 6, how many right angles does this shape have? It could be 0, 1, 2, 3, or 4. Choose carefully. Send me a picture when you're finished.